Welcome back to Allenbaugh Adventures. If you're new here, we're Logan and Dragon, and we are currently on a 4-month-long travel journey. In previous videos, we explored the underrated yet impressive West Virginia, as well as the Ozarks. We are currently headed to the famous Route 66, so join us as we explore the Wild West. And if you enjoy our content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to help support the channel. Today marks the first day of a long road trip across the U.S., but today we've gone from Kansas City, Missouri. Now we are in the middle of Oklahoma at a pretty awesome rest stop. It's actually a state park, and it is beautiful. Boom.
Yep, there is nobody here right now. We just stopped to grab a quick lunch. So I just looked up on ChatGPT what's a cool viewpoint that we can stop at, and this is what it brought us to. And I think this is pretty cool because when I think of Oklahoma, I think of pretty much nothingness because I know nothing about Oklahoma. So the fact that this is our lunch spot is pretty amazing.
This is stop number 1 of, we're taking about 3 days to get out to Utah from Missouri. So this evening we'll be camping in Texas, then we're gonna camp in New Mexico, and then Arizona, and then off to Utah.
Yep, so we'll see you at Texas camp.
It's time for a camp tour. Let me show you some of the additions that we have made, or upgrades we have made to this camp tour since the last time we've actually camped, and it's really exciting. So the biggest thing, water canister. So I've been able to outfit a PVC pipe that is pressurized right here, allowing us to be able to have about just over 5 gallons, really, a little bit over 5, almost 6 gallons of water right there. So anytime we're doing dishes, boom, easy, wash your hands. It is a luxury to have running water out here. We're currently in the middle of Texas, up in the Panhandle. But second addition I want to show off here is the ta-da!
New table! Check it out. You can chop stuff on it, you can set stuff on it. It's amazing just to have extra space, you know, for when we don't have a picnic table. So.
Yep, and so I was able to incorporate this nice live edge here, and it basically, between that, and I was also able to add this in here. So this is kind of a lid that will go, so we can still use everything in there, but we essentially, between this and this, tripled our table space. So that's really exciting. It's time to start a fire. There's no established fire ring here in this area. I was able to gather up some good dry wood. We've got this nice pile behind us, so I'm hoping it'll get up pretty easy. But I should have one shot at this. If I do this right, I should be able to light this little fire stick and start the whole thing up. So let's see how it goes.
So Logan just got the fire going, and I am currently working on dinner. Here's what we got going on. So I got us these mini little pizza crusts, like individual ones. Of course, we got the good cheese. We're doing pesto. We got some tomatoes, and Logan's over here also working on the chicken as well. Yummy!
Good morning, Texas. So yesterday we drove 9.5 hours, and really it is our hope that that is the longest amount that we have to drive for the next month. Basically. So we had a great night at camp yesterday, and now we've came to a
Cadillac Ranch.
Yeah, Cadillac Ranch. I've seen this all over social media, and we happen to be here, so let's go check it out. The craziest thing that stands out to me is the size of the paint on these axles. So there's your axle. It would normally end right here. All that paint. Amazing. We just drove about another few hours we've come to Old Town, I guess I should say, Old Town, Albuquerque. And it's super cute, a lot of small stores and things like that. Get to see a little bit more of the city. I think it's high time for a camp tour. We had to come in, we're on this Onyx off-road national park, dispersed camping kind of deal. We had to come in and they got all their spots in here honestly really tight. But we'll come around here to our campsite that we ended up landing on. There's Ludicrous hiding in the shade, looking mean as ever. There's Dragna looking beautiful as ever. First I'm going to take you over here to our kitchen. Got the solar panel doing well, getting the full power of the sun, powering the battery, which is powering the fridge. Had to pull that out because I thought it might as well make it easier on myself. And we got pretty much just the normal setup over here at camp, nothing too crazy, but it is pretty cool up here. We are in New Mexico. We've never stayed in New Mexico before, so this is the first for us. And it is warm, especially down like in the city of Albuquerque, but up here we're well over 6,000 foot elevation. I mean, we're probably closer to 7 if I had to guess, and it's mid to high 70s, but it's honestly really comfortable. So that's the camp tour for you, and it's time for us to start cooking some food.
Good morning. Today we woke up just outside of New Mexico at our camp and are making our way all the way to Flagstaff, Arizona. But before we get there, we decided we're probably going to do between 3 to 4 different stops, because at the end of the day, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So why not go check out some pretty cool spots. So right now we are at this amazing arch. It's not even really a hike, it's like a 0.4 mile walk. So we figured why not? It was only about 18 minutes off the highway where we're headed. So we decided to stop, and we were definitely rewarded, because take a look at how beautiful this is.
Mexico, New Mexico, New Mexico, New Mexico, Arizona.
We have just entered Petrified National Park, and there's a couple of different overlooks we're going to stop at.
So this whole national basically one road that connects one highway from another. So it's just like a really long road, but there's all these small stops that you can pull off and see all the petrified wood. And there certainly is, some opportunity for hiking and that kind of thing, but most of the main attractions are all going to be
within 0.4 miles.
Really close.
Yeah, you just park and walk to it, and then boom.
Yep. And we're here on a Saturday, which just happens to line up, and it's really not too busy. So we just learned that the petrified wood here that I'm touching, which is insane, is actually older than the dinosaurs and the Rocky Mountains. So this forest was around back when Pangea, essentially all the continents were one big landmass. So it's pretty amazing that they've surfaced today and we can touch something that is older than the dinosaurs. We have once again changed our topography for the day. This is our third stop. We're gonna go ahead and try to make it to this waterfall. Maybe get to cool off, clean up a little bit before we head to camp tonight. But what a contrast from the last place we were at, where it's just barren and desolate and hot and brutal, you just feel the sun beating down on you. But now we just dropped into Flagstaff, and I mean, check it. What do you think, babe? Are you in Colorado?
It feels like Colorado. I mean, look at all the pines on the floor, and just the air feels similar. And there's a mountain right there it's like 12,500 feet tall. So it definitely feels like Colorado and like home.
So we've just walked along the cliff of this waterfall here. I'll show you. It actually drops down pretty good. I mean, this drop right here we're standing on, probably a good 60, 70, 80 feet. So that's pretty cool.
I did not expect that waterfall to be that cool and that big. I'm actually surprised. We only hiked a mile in, and we actually did the trail backwards because the full loop is like 3.7, and we really just wanted to see this waterfall.
Yeah, pro tip, look on your all trails and where the waypoints are. Sometimes the main attraction is like 75% through the trail, so, you know, walk accordingly. But feeling very refreshed after that stop. It wasn't like a waterfall I could like cliff jump into, but it was still a very refreshing stop. Feel nice, feel clean. And yeah, we're really close to the city too, which seems pretty cool. And
Now we're heading
we're
to
about
camp.
to head to camp.
Yep.
We're heading to camp, which I also think is pretty close as well. So we'll see. I think we're liking Arizona. We've done it again. Back at it with another camp tour. Check out the trail we came in on. Just off a forest road. Really wasn't a four-wheel drive road of our other ones. It was quite easy, but check out the camp. Little Chris looking good as always over there. So we just rolled in. We're making some dinner here. Have the solar panel set up to get the last little bit of sunshine that it could earlier on, but I was actually very impressed. It recharged itself up to 4 out of 5 battery little things. So hopefully we're gonna be able to make it through the night with just that one battery alone, and I won't have to switch it out. But here it is. It's super nice and beautiful out here. We're probably at, I would say, 7,200 feet if I had to guess, and it's very nice. Beautiful temperature, so we're not really too worried about throwing up the rain flies super fast or anything like that. So we just got our regular setup going here. Tonight we're doing some burgers with some little fries of a type. We got some tomatoes, lettuce, cheese that will go on there, all from the farm back home actually still. Chairs, we've got our floor mat. Over here we've got our sink for our kitchen setup. Boom, boom. And we've got the water pressure from the water tank up there, which is surprisingly still going very good. Since we've came up in elevation, I've definitely increased a small change in the pressure. It hasn't been immense. Like, it's not like, oh, it's coming out like, you know, crazy, but it's enough to be solid running water while we're out here in the middle of nowhere. This is night 3 with basically no, you know, reboot. So we're gonna have a great dinner and we'll see you later. Good morning from our camp here in just outside of Flagstaff. We woke up nice and natural today with the sun. Now we're just making some breakfast. Had some coffee. Gonna do some chorizo, some eggs, with some pesto this morning. And we're gonna go ahead and get camp breakdown here pretty quickly and hit the road. We've got a couple awesome stops today, so see you there. Okay, here we are. Bend. Let's go ahead and show you the reality of it. People galore. Here on the edge of Horseshoe Bend. It's beautiful. Big drops. Alright, we're at our second stop here of the day. Nice little Bronco.
This is the famous arch behind the gas station, random hike. So we figured since it's on the way to Lake Powell, we might as well stop and check it out since it's like a 0.2 mile.
Well, conclusion of this area we've been to so far. It's very touristy. This is your typical bussing people in, crowds of people, and these like major stops. But we're about to hit the water, so see you on the H2O.
Howdy y'all from Lake Powell!
So we arrived to Lake Powell and we've been paddling for
maybe 30 minutes or so.
40 minutes or so. It's been some really big waves. Big boats are out today, so it's been some big wave paddling. But we are making our way to Antelope Canyon for our major attraction of the day. And
we'll see you there.
Beautiful so far. Water feels great. So we had to just pull over for a second. That was a hard stretch. We're refreshed, got some sweet tea down us, and cooled off after 3 days of camping. It's nice to be able to submerge yourself. 3 full days. This is our 4th day, technically. So feels good, and we're ready to keep going into the narrower canyons. Definitely did not expect this paddleboarding to end in hiking, but we've paddleboarded to the end of the lake here, and now we are hiking up this dry canyon,
Which is actually the start of the Antelope Canyon, so we're in the lower Antelope.
Ooh, it's hot. It is hot. We'll see before we make it. The lower reaches of the Antelope Canyon are absolutely beautiful. Did not expect to get to walk to this today. So, extra delighted. And we have it all to ourselves right here, at least, on a Sunday. So we just stopped for a nice lunch, had a sandwich. It's amazing when there's no other paddlers going by. It is so quiet. It gets super quiet. All right, we just had an epic day on the water, Lake Powell, paddleboarding. We are absolutely exhausted being in the sun all day, paddling that whole time. But this pretty much wraps up part 1 for this multi-series over the course of the summer, as we are about to pass over into Utah, which is part 2. Arizona, Utah. Tune in next week for part 2.
Yep, we got some very cool things planned for the next 3 weeks. This next week's going to be epic. We are doing a national park, and then we're doing like the most epic, famous national parks in the next couple of weeks, so definitely tune in for that.
Just gets better.